I realized that I have been recording with hats nonstop, and that is from my brand Ancestral Energy. I have like 100, over 100 hats. So I also realized that it wasn't just about wearing hats just to wear hats, but I was keeping for these past, I'm going to say 5, 6 weeks, keeping my head covered. And so some people keep their head covered with head wraps, keep their head covered with scarves, with hats, with wigs. And so this is important because it protects your crown chakra and from things coming down into it. And this is for those of us who are aligned and who are woo woo and all the exciting things. And so when somebody reached out, I was like, dang, I have been wearing a hat in all my videos. But y'all, I got wavelength hair, wavelength brush cut hair. Every time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna grow it out, something is like, nah, just cut it off. Like I make it to a certain length and then I cut it off. But what it really comes down to is being present within yourself. And when you're present within yourself, that is part of your beingness that you sometimes don't even realize what you're doing and how you are showing up in the world. And so for me, I've just been in my beingness of being a divine being on this human journey. And I keep, when I find myself thinking about other things that have nothing to do with my beingness but have to do with doing doing what I believe humans or people that look like me should be doing. No, no more limits. No more limits. The neutrality. So another thought that came to me today while I was in the gym was about nothingness. And so I am navigating multiple Ouroboros moments and deaths and rebirths. And this includes being single again. And I remember, like I shared this in a previous video a couple of times, like I have learned my lessons so many times that this is cool, it's easy, but it doesn't mean that you are exempt from the humanity that aligns with that specific experience, right? Your divinity does not absolve you from human experiences. So for me in this reality, I'm like, okay, I be having thoughts, right? I be evil, y'all. I be evil sometimes. And when I see my evilness, because I understand, right? When people be like, "Oh, you so peaceful," that's because I really was about shit. I was really about shit. Now I'm like, I got a reading a few weeks ago, and the lady was telling me, she was saying, "Well, I know you don't participate in that, that realm." And then I was like, "Well, and she said, she finished my sentence and was like, "Unless I have to." Unless I have to. 3, 2, 1. Don't allow anybody or anything to lower your frequency and cause you or lead you into regression, lead you into behaviors and actions and patterns that are not alignment with your divinity and who you're growing into and who you're being and becoming. There is no right or wrong to any of this because everything is a lesson, everything is an ascension opportunity and experience. And so even in this, right, my videos on TikTok and social media have all been being like 1 view, 2 views, 0 views, no views. And I'm like, what's going on? I at least get 100 something. Like that's not a lot to some people, but I'm still showing up and I get to keep showing up. You get to keep showing up. You don't have to do anything. All that's required of you is the beingness. And part of your beingness is also knowing how you want to show up in the world. How you want to show up in the world. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm in carpool, so I had to get a carpool number. So that's why I got distracted a little bit. Um, but your beingness matters. And so sometimes the human experience wants you to look at the little devil on this shoulder and be like, go to the abyss of hell. But when you are living on a high frequency, going to the abyss of hell just to prove a point don't it don't serve you unless the point is to prove a point. For me, there's no value in proving points because points are always made without me having to do a damn thing. Points are always made without me having to emphasize that a point needs to be made. And this is how you need to show up in the world. You don't have to prove a damn thing. You just have to be who you desire to be. And so when you think about divine timing, I was explaining to somebody that divine timing is contingent upon the work that you're doing and not doing. So the longer it takes for you to do the work, the longer it's going to take for you to get to the desire. And so on that note, I'm going to end it here because I'm about to drive through this carpool, and I'll catch you on the next Rich Life Experience, divine being. Okay, I lied. We only moved just a little bit. So let me get this goodness into y'all. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are, let me take my glasses off so y'all can hear me. Stop playing with the life that you desire. Everything that you want is coming into fruition, but it needs you to focus on being that version of yourself so that you can align to the doing, the thinking, the patterns, the behaviors, the thoughts, the speech that all reflect the more of who you are. Okay, carpool is moving for real this time, and we're going to blow this popsicle stand. I love